Hello guys, welcome back to another KarneeKarnay plays League of Legends. This time we're doing a fairly unconventional character slash jungle. We're playing Garen. So Garen is not... Okay, so Garen used to be, back in Season 3, he used to be like an off jungler you might see every now and again, but then he received a nerf to his E that made it so you didn't want to play him in the jungle anymore. I think it was something like 25% less damage to minions and neutral creeps, which is just goddamn awful. I see they warded there. That's why. Anyway, here quickly are the runes masteries that I'm using. I'm going for a pretty much solid tank build of the masteries. I got that Stone of Aegis, Strength of Aegis, there we go, because that scales pretty nicely when you go Cinderhulk. And then I've got the full attack speed, armor, MR runes. You know, pretty much the basic idea here is that your first clear is going to be the hardest, and your rune set really needs to be there to help you get through it. So we're going for a cheeky invade here, but they got into position way quicker than we did, and consequently this sort of backfires on us, because not only do we not really get much out of this, I think we get a flash from Lucian now. As you can see, they are now invading our jungle. And there's nothing we can really do about it. And I'm tempted to stick around, but at the same time, I didn't have any ideas where their graves were really. If I paid attention to the map, it might have been worth going for it, but decided against it. So I did have the suspicion that I was going to get invaded, so instead of going to golems, I decided to start red, which actually turned out to be a pretty good choice for me. Because, as I said, your first clear is one of the worst, hence why I'm going for the 3 pots and the Hunter's Machete so I can get some lifesteal. I'm just going to switch off Fog of War, so you only see what I see. So you see, you get pretty low, but one of the good things about that first clear is, hey, I've got smite, so now I smite red, I've got lots of health back up, and my passive regen starts ticking, and now suddenly I'm healing up a lot of health, and that's the real value of this. Your clear is slow at first, and your first clear... No, your clear is actually about average at first, but it gets... Sustain is a problem. So I got to check out, see if my blue's around. It's not. But you know what this has done? I'm level 2 now. I got my Q, I got my E, which means this is actually a pretty good time to go ganking, because I don't think Graves or anyone else on the red team would ever suspect that I would start red and go straight into lane. So here we go. As I can see, here's Akali. My Syndra is a VIP. She's always dropping those stuns, but she flashes a bit too late, which allows me to get my burn off, and for Syndra's Ignite to take her out. So that is a pretty good lane, and for 4 CS and only 1 assist, that's not bad. But what makes it even better is, I know my Syndra can get ahead now. You know, the Akali is not that good in Akali. She didn't flash that early to get out of my range. And that's one of the advantages of Garen. No one really suspects the sort of damage you're bringing in early. So I decided to go back to my jungle, smite just in case Graves decides to take advantage of the fact that he saw me in lane. Might try to invade, because Graves is just, oh, please nerf him in some way. That damage is ridiculous out of a jungler. He sustains better than Kindred. I mean, that's just dumb. So anyway, I'm here, I'm deciding I'm going to take this. One of the advantages of doing this is I know Renekton is a pretty aggressive laner, and he kind of needs to be versus an Olaf. So I got my smite up, I might as well take that out, so at least that way I give him some cover. Bot lane are really pushed, and if it wasn't for the fact that I noticed Akali was back in lane and she hadn't warded anywhere yet, and Syndra was coming back, I would have gone bot. So here's straight up, this is Akali's problem. She should have not been this aggressive against a Syndra who got first blood on her, because Syndra now has a way stronger level advantage. I don't know why Akali went armor, I don't know who she thought she was going up against, that's a bad build. Unless she thought I was going to be coming into lane, which she was right, but the problem is, by not warding anywhere around here, or here, I was able to just walk straight up behind her. She used that, I know she hasn't got flash, so all I have to do is wait, because Syndra's going to land a stun. I'm just going to wait out here, launch my Q, E, I got red up, so, one of us is getting this kill easy. And that's it, that lane is pretty much over for now. Because not only did she come back with subpar items, she's given up a second kill to me, and Syndra's now going to be further and further ahead. So hang on, let's just have a quick look down bot. What happened down here? Some stuff went down. So there's Jhin. Now Jhin, he has a pretty rough early phase. Oh, you see, if he kept auto-attacking Bard, I think it would have worked out for him. Because the lifesteal from the Bard would be good, but instead he tried to get out of there. That's the thing versus a Lush. Lush has got a ton of burst damage on you, and Jhin is just, he's pretty bursty, but he doesn't have the damage early on to burst one-shot people. So instead what he should have done is kept attacking Bard, he would have gotten the kill and the sustain from the lifesteal and would have been able to carry on the fight. But instead he dies, gives up flash. I think that puts them on tilt pretty much for the rest of the game. So I've just gotten the kill with Karlee. We're going to come down over here, and this is where I make a mistake. I think I only saw Bard, I didn't see Graves. Now, I should have kept running, but a part of me thought, no, there's no way he's got that much damage. Oh, no, yeah, he has that much damage. That was some crazy damage, and what really made me scared here was that Syndra was going to die. Because if Syndra died, then that would have been it. That goes our early advantage completely. There you go, so he's just chilling around there now. I think he's trying to see if he can make something happen. But instead, he gets locked up by the CC, not respecting Fresh with Thunderlords and Syndra, and he pays the price. Karlee, if she'd been a bit more off the mark, she could have done it, but I get where Karlee's coming from. She's 0 and 2 versus someone who's already a level ahead of her. I get that she probably wants to stay in lane. So I'm coming down bot now, because I haven't been bot enough. And I decided to go for golems. Take this out. Because one of the things you want to do about Grave, when you're Garen, is you want to be farming. And that's something you need to work on, because his sustain is pretty good after his first clear. His clear is what holds him back until you get a few more points from your E. And so you see, I come around, I pop my pink, I know they didn't have a ward here. I see it, I try to go for it, doesn't work out. So instead it's like, right, I know Bard doesn't have flash. Now I go in here because I'm terrified he's going to run through. And if he does, then he'll get away, because there's no way Fresh is going to come through that low. But Lucian's still around, and I'm tempted to go in, but the problem is I didn't have Smite. Let me check my character out. I didn't have Smite. Like, I was fairly low. I didn't want to get involved. Oh. So, let's have a quick look at Syndra here. Man, stuff's popping up in this game. Actually, we need to go a bit further back than that. Okay, so Syndra's there, and I think Graves comes up from this side. But Syndra goes all in. Because, you know, fair enough, that Karlee's pretty damn low. But, oh wait, that's bait. You know, if you ever see anyone back and forth and like all the way over there, that's because that's bait. So there she goes. Syndra, I feel bad for you. That damage is so damn strong. You know, if Graves hadn't been there, you probably would have gotten it. I decided to go take a quick look in Graves' jungle. So part of the reason for doing this is I know he's up to invading. I know he was just mid. There's a good chance he might actually be coming this way, you know, to try and take out my lone bot guy. So I come, drop a ward here. He doesn't notice it, I think. I think he thinks it's somewhere over here. But that ward pretty much gives my Jhin a good warning that Graves is on his way, and he should respect that warning. Now, I want to go here to get some farm, but Syndra's coming up, there's Liv coming up. I don't think she's going to lose that much. So I decide instead to go clear out my red. I don't think their blue's going to be up for a while. Now, Fresh was there, so I was really worried that I was going to get invaded. But no, I think instead it was a Karlee. Now, Karlee did something real dumb here. Because I'm just E'ing through her. Now I go this way because if she keeps going this way, she's super dead. Instead, she hides in the jungle, gets taken out by Syndra and Thresh. So that works out well. Now, unfortunately, our top lane is not doing well, and he really doesn't do well until really late in the game. He struggles, and that's the thing. Olaf and Renekton, it's a very skilled matchup. If you aren't as confident in what you can achieve as either character, you're not going to really achieve much. Now, I don't need blue. Hey, that's something I was going to mention. The reason I wasn't too worried about Graves stealing my blue, I don't need blue. Do I? I don't care about blue, I'm Garen. All I care about is HP and red buff. Red buff is life. So I decided to come here because I think maybe I can work something out and save him. Syndra's coming with me. We try to go in, but at the same time, I notice he got a pink there. So you know what? Might as well just clear this out. Get that. Call it. Did I die at some point? When did I die? Oh yeah, earlier with the Graves. I completely forgot. So I decide to... so this is what I mean. Renekton's not up. This wave's going to push into the tower. I might as well take as much of it as I want. I missed that one, annoyingly. I think I only get 2 of these. Annoys me the hell out of me. The idea, I didn't want to push it too much though. I probably could have stuck around, maybe gotten a couple of more CS, but when Renekton's losing against Olaf, Renekton needs to play safe near the tower, and you pushing it out is just a massive pain for him. Because what's Renekton's now, this is what really scared me. Olaf is something like level 10 now. No, he's like level 8. He's level 8, and Renekton's only level 7. And I'm sitting here, and I'm level 6, and I'm thinking, crap, this Olaf's going to become a beast. So I decide I need to devote some more time in going top. Syndra's there going mid lane, mid to bot. So I decide bot lane isn't where it's at. I do warn her that Graves is coming this way, I believe. Now I'm tempted to go that way, but then I notice he's back. Now I knew he blew his ult earlier to try and get this. So I need to stick around, because maybe I can make something happen here. So yeah, if it wasn't for this gank here, I would have gone mid and pushed it out. That would have been my next thing. But I noticed he was going balls deep. I felt I could do something. I came in. Unfortunately, he is just so... He got his ult back up, which is a problem. But he didn't have flash. And this is where Garen really plays off. So what I did was, I took advantage of the fact that Garen, his ult does 175 damage down, plus 28% of target's missing health, and deals true damage to the villain. So that Olaf was pretty damn low when I decided to use that. And I think he might have even been the villain at the time. Oh no, it was Lucian as the villain. So I knew as soon as he got that low, I could just flash in there and ult him, because there's nothing he could do. And even if that didn't work, you know, I got my Q, I can get out of there. And that's what you've got to keep in mind. The best, now you try and push, because you try and get as much damage on this tower as possible, because the loss of this tower means more pressure that has to be devoted top lane. Because Renekton, he'll do much better if he has some breathing room against an Olaf. Let's take that. Now here's the thing. Here's what makes me think, right, we're gonna win this game. Because the amount of time their Graves is just spending down bot. Because to me, that's a pretty useless thing to go for. Oh yeah, we stick in here because I think Renekton has his ult back up, and I've got my Q, and so we're just chilling here because Olaf, while he's playing it safe, he don't want to push out the wave, because to his credit, he knows that his best way to fight is to keep it on his side against a Renekton. Now, Renekton just ults for some reason. I don't know why he ulted so early, but he goes in. I come in with Q, smite. He's not getting away. And for some reason, I just stand still. I don't know why. He's not getting away. I stick around because I'm like, yeah, we can make this happen. And then Olaf must have DC'd or something, because he just stands there as well. We both just stood there. It was weird. So there's some stuff going off here. The supports are having a duel. So this is where I think we pick up another kill. So my Renekton's going to chill here, because Graves, whilst he has a ton of damage, and I think I've only gone back like twice in this entire run through so far. And he's got Graves has the item advantage on me, and he's got a lot of damage, but Renekton is also pretty damn good at blowing up squishies. And that's what he certainly is right now. So I drop a ward there. I see he's dropped a ward, and I'm thinking maybe he's coming around here, maybe his red buff's up. It's not. Then Renekton comes out. Renekton unfortunately takes a bit too much damage. He knows he can't burst him down. Comes in here. I wait just by the sides because I want to see him use his dash. He does. I follow him in. Get my ult back up, and he's down. And that's it. That's the reason why I like Garen as a jungler, because his sustain and his tankiness keeps him going. His base damage is pretty good compared to a lot of other junglers. And that ult is just the most... It secures your kills. It secures them. To me, he feels like a faster version of a Volibear. And by that I mean, Volibear is pretty fast himself, but he just moves quicker and he can get around the map quicker just because of that Q, and the more AoE he has, it's fantastic. So, I decided I got two options in this game. I can either go down bot, try and help out there, but considering the amount of play bot's getting, yeah, Renekton dies. Renekton should have stayed top and just farmed it out, because I think we lose this turret now. And I just back for the first time, and I finally get my Cinderhulk with swiftness. Really important when you're playing in Garen. Get Cinderhulk, because that AoE combined with your spin to win is going to help out so much. I get some armor, because that's all I'm worried about. Akali's worthless to me. Akali has no damage whatsoever. She's 0-4 and 1. The only person I'm really worried about is Olaf, Graves, and Lucian, so I'm building armor. So he's going up top. I go here because I think at some point I told Jin take my red because I didn't need it, but Jin for some reason decides he doesn't like taking my red. So I go in and I decide to take this. See what's going on here. I'm tempted to get involved, but not without taking this buff. Because this is the real advantage of having this buff. It's just being able to hit them with an auto attack, press E, then just Q, and then they can't get away from you. Too sticky. They're going to take the full punishment of that E. Because that's preferably as a gank for Garen, you want to set up is you want to come into lane, you want to E into them, and then you want to Q. Unless they have flash, in which case you might want to Q first, then E. But a lot of that depends on the sort of damage you get out. So I see them over here. I think maybe they're going for Drake. So I start to spend some time here. I think Renekton got his first kill solo against Olaf. So that really helped out in his favor, or at least pushed him back. Because this is the thing, Renekton doesn't need a lot of kills to snowball in lane. He just needs CS advantage. Unfortunately, I think he does get bursted down here. Because Olaf turns up. It's too late. Maybe he should have dashed through the Olaf and gotten the kill at least, but some damage. Giving blue buff away again. Once again, don't need it. That's one of the cool things. You don't, as one of these, an endless jungler, you can just, what you care about is CD and red buff. You get both of those, you don't need blue. Blue is nice to have, but it's not worth, you could pretty much, level 1, you could hand over that blue. I'd rather take it though if I was starting blue side. Oh yeah, that's one thing. Make sure when you're starting a Garen jungle, go to where your support and bot laner is, because the more help you can get in clearing your buffs, the better. Because I think one full clear by yourself will take all your HP pots, and you'll be pretty damn low by the end of it. But then by the time you come back in, you'll be pretty fine. So I go here. Our top lane's gone, so what I do is I smite this, because I know Olaf and Graves might make appearances, and I might try pressuring top more now that Renekton's kind of proven himself to be a feeder. He's 2-6-2. He later proved himself pretty damn well, but he has a tough early. So you see Olaf, he's porting in now. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I got 3 of my guys here. I got 4 of theirs here. I could roam down bot and see if I can help out. Or I can start pressuring here. Because ultimately, what they're going to do here, they're all getting pretty damn low. Olaf's turning up. We've got a longer range champions than they do at poking this. So at the most, we're going to lose a turret. But if they leave me alone, I'm going to take mid. And Renekton's going to push all the way to here. So at the cost of 1 lane and maybe a kill or 2, we're going to push this all the way out and they're going to have to meet us. And that's one of the things you guys need to learn, or at least I've learned since I started playing League a bit more, which is if all of them are grouping down bot, because this is something like the 3rd time multiple players, at least 3 players have been down bot, that's bad, because that means you're taking away pressure from the other lanes here. For me as a jungler, I feel it's if you can get kills bot, by all means go for it, but pressuring and getting your mid lane and your top lane ahead way more valuable because that solo XP is just gonna make it all worthwhile. So we lose our Syndra to an Akali. They're coming in. We know they're gonna go for it. I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna take this turret. They can't stop me. Now, once again, if I were them, I wouldn't have even bothered coming in here. I would have gone straight for this turret and taken it. All of them just take it and push it down mid. But instead, they back because Renekton, being the mass pusher he is now pushing all the way there. So for one kill and a turret, they've now lost a turret, most of a turret, and they're going to lose most of another turret over here. And Renekton has just gone even further ahead now in CS, to the point where it's starting not to matter that Olaf got kills earlier. So I come up top because I think maybe we can do something. I notice Graves is behind me. I sit here. There we go. I decide to go in. Akali, I immediately silence so she can't use her shadow. Sit there and E. There's nothing she can do. Nothing. This becomes one of the messier team fights in the whole game. So Akali goes down. They don't have the damage anymore to take us out. Olaf, I probably wouldn't have gone for that sort of build. I would have gone for something else, but anyhow. So here we go. I'm over here now. I saw Bard coming, so we go in for it. He flashes. If I'd flashed, I might have been able to get him. Q out of that, I think. Yeah, Q. Drop my ult. He healed just in time. If I dropped it maybe a second earlier, could have been enough. So I'm thinking, right, I'm really low. I've had enough. I'm getting out of here. We made them waste several flashes, ults, everything. They're sticking around, and I'm thinking, no, don't. Just don't, okay? We're too low. Oh, yeah, that's one thing. Taking Grump, such a pain towards the mid game because he starts getting more health, and because you've got no CC except maybe Blue Smite, he keeps running away. One thing I am tempted to go on Garen is red, and then pure tank. I like going red because it's when you combine with your E, that's a ton of damage. Oh yeah, I think about going here, but then I see Akali sticking around. She knows she thinks she can get the Syndra. She is right about getting the Syndra. We both get stuck. Waste of a Bard ult. I'm just queuing in. I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm like crip. I should be out. Should have flashed maybe over the wall. I dodged that. I think yes, I've gotten away. Oh. I started getting HP regen, I just couldn't dodge that one. But the cost for them is they waste so much on killing me, and look at me, I got a dead man's plate, Swifties, a Syndra Hulk. I'm not the person anyone should be focusing at this point, okay? I may be 4-1 and 6 before this fight, 4-1 and 5 before that fight, but it doesn't matter, there's more damage elsewhere on the team. That's the advantage of a Garen. While your base damage might not be, while your base damage is pretty damn strong, you are still a threat to be recognized just because that Q is devastating on certain characters. So the Rift Herald has returned to the Void. I don't think anyone picks up the Rift Herald in the game. So we go in. I tell them to start without me because I know their Graves isn't around. I come in myself. I think if anything happens, you know, I can be there. But yeah, that's it. We take this. Easy peasy. I think I'm already on... Yeah, I'm pretty damn close to getting permanent max level on that. I come through. Drop the R. I wait over here just in case any of the others try to come through. I see him. I Q him, but he drops his ult, so there's no way I was getting him. But yeah, for that, was a pretty good team fight. Their Bard got super in there, too much in there, and he says the problem. Right, there's one thing I want to talk about quickly. And I don't know if this is just this current state of the game, or if this is just something that's been happening for a while and maybe I'm just bored and just haven't noticed. Supports. So as you can see, due to the sort of actions I've been taking, like Renekton's getting really far ahead now. Look at that, he used to be 2 and 6. And 1, now he's all up in here. He's catching up and he's doing a lot of damage. I started noticing that supports are getting really low level compared to team fights. Like, other champions or lanes. Like I'll go into. I think by the end of this game I'm level 18. My support is still level 13, and I gotta say I'm not sure why that is. Is there some sort of change here? There's been an XP change so that people in different lanes gets more XP or something? I don't know, but that's pretty damn crazy. So let's carry on playing. There's a huge wave pushing over here. I decide, yeah, no, I'm going this way. These guys can have all the glory mid, because there's nothing these guys can really do unless they epically screw up. And there's a ton of farm. And it's about this time I just noticed that Graves was ahead of me in CS, and had about the same amount of kills. Sorry, less kills now. And I decided I needed to make up in CS. Because I think by the end of this, I go back and I have enough for my next item. Yeah, they can take red if they want. Also, guys, this is one thing that super annoys me. Twice by this point, I told Syndra take blue, and I told Jhin to take red. They still weren't doing it. So here's some advice for solo queue that I picked up. Just take it. You know, if they're not going to come and take it, you ping and they're not coming, just take it. You know, the worst thing you can do is leave those buffs up for the enemy team to take. Because if they're just sitting there and no one's using them, then that's all the advantages they offer gone. Blue buff, even if I don't need it, that's CD. Red buff, that's that slow and that damage. You know, it's worth it. So I decided to take this turret, because there's nothing they can really much do. Back, because Olaf's here, and I'll be honest, I'm a little scared of Olaf. Because he had 5 kills, and I'm afraid of that true damage. I decided to jump over here, take out this, drop a ward here. Yeah, his red's up. Get out of there, just in case Graves is turning and follow me. But this is it. Graves' point of usefulness has now started to deteriorate. Because now I've started... Well, as soon as you get Deadman's Plate, you've pretty much got all the damage you need. Because this is not only going to give you damage, it's also giving you armor, and it just works out. Because that's the thing about Garen, you want mobility. Which is why I'm almost tempted to go for blue sometimes, but that just doesn't match well with any of the abilities on your kit. So I'm back now. I decided to pick up, I think I'm going towards... Oh god, what's the item's name? Oh, you'll see it later. I decided not to go for Black Cleaver because there's no one here really stacking armor. And that's something as well. This Olaf shouldn't have gone for Black Cleaver if no one's stacking armor. It's not worth it. Instead, just getting pure damages. Because, yeah, so Graves, he doesn't even want to fight me. I'm coming in here. Check this out, see if it's up. I Q in, thinking maybe I can do something. I jump in. I E, get the damage off. Syndra gets a lucky ult because Karnee and Olaf came in. I jump back in here. Q that. I wanted to ult him so bad. I drop a ward here so Jhin can maybe get some distance on his ult. Fresh lets us through, and that's it. Right, let's speed things up. Because I think from here we decide to back. Or at least I decide to back. I tell these guys they need to back. Yeah, so I go after this. Bard ult locks down Jhin, which keeps him stuck in place. I see Olaf coming over here, so I decided to go help Jhin, but it's too far. The Olaf's Q is just too devastating. Take this. Level 11 is when Garen becomes truly a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, so you'll see he wards there. Now, this Lucian, I don't know what he was thinking he was going to achieve here. The moment he saw me coming to turret, he should have left. Because he sticks around. Let me go back a second. Because this is important. Speed things up. Okay, so I take that. So, one of the things is you do as you play as Garen, and this is why a lot of people claim that Garen is not a skilled champion. Because his abilities might be point and click, but knowing how and when to use them and what situations are, makes him really difficult to master. So in this situation, Lucian has an escape. He also has a lot of abilities that can harass me. Now I've got my Deadman's Plate, so I know I can get some CC off on him. But it's almost like, I'm going to slow it down. This point. Here, that's it, exactly. He turns, and that's immediately when I know, right, I can kill this guy. I know I have the damage. I know he can't run away from me now. Because I got so much CS, I got red buff. He ain't getting away. So immediately, throw out my Q. Drop it. Use his dash away, but red buff is now applied, and so is the stun from CC from Deadman's Plate. He flashes. He's still not getting away. I flash on him. Drop my ult. And he's out. And that's it really. There was nothing he could have done from the moment he turned around on me. Because I knew from that moment, I could catch him. Because he wasted so much to get away. And I knew he didn't have heal from earlier. Look at that, I heal faster than the monsters can cause damage. Level 11, man. That's where it's all at for Garen. So I come back, this is where I pick up my item. What's it called? Come on. So when it passes you a shield. So they're all pulling it down mid. And that, honestly, there we go. It's Sterak's Gauge. So, honestly, the best thing my team could do is go down mid. Because we have the advantage now, and not just, I mean, look at the gold numbers. We have a humongous advantage, not just in towers. We've got this, okay? And my team, my bot lane and my mid laner should just be pushing it down. They should make it so 4 of the enemy team at least has to be here, so that Renekton or I can just push wherever we goddamn well want to. Because it's not even really about getting the kills, you know? Because you see here, these guys get caught out. Unfortunately, we do lose a turret. The importance about pushing it down mid is that it allows us two to go for the gates. So I come here, see if I can hold it off, but 4 of the enemy team are here, there's just 1 of me. If Renekton came, I might have been able to hold it, but I'd rather Renekton took the tower. The importance of pushing it down mid is when you have the advantages, it forces them to play defensive. And by playing defensive, it means that... Actually, here's something I want to point out. Playing defensive, it means that they have to give up certain objectives, like this, or a turret, just because if they don't, we'll just push it further down mid, and get to the gates. Now this is really, really dumb move for the enemy team, and I'm really shocked that this happened. So, they're 4-manning mid, okay? They've pushed down and taken this turret. They know I'm here. They know Renekton is up there. If they know a smart Renekton, he's going to stay up there and keep pushing until they're back. So what they should have done is, they should have just kept going. You know, maybe one person had gone back, but keep going because there's only me and I don't have the damage to push against the hold back all these guys at once. If they all just all-ined me. And they could have taken this turret, and they probably could have taken this one before any of my team got back up. And that would have really put us on the back fence. But instead, they back, which allows me to just sit here, farm it out, and wait for my team to turn up. So now he's TP'd away, and they've given up the advantage they had in taking that tower. So here we go. I noticed that they're all around here, so I decide we gotta do this. We gotta protect Drake. Just in case, because I think with all the amount of wars they have over here, I would consider doing Drake. So I drop my ward there, take a look. Damn, that damage, that thing went down fast. So I come through here. So here's what happened. So Renekton kept pushing mid, while I went over here to check out and make sure if they were doing Drake, we had vision of it. Take this. He keeps pushing. That's what Renekton should do. If you're losing as Renekton, just push. Push for days. Don't stop pushing. Because that CS is going to make you a beast later. So here's Renekton. He comes around this line. avoids the Olaf, comes this way. Olaf senses him coming. These guys know he's coming. But at this point, I'm a level ahead of these two, their mid laner and their AD, and their Graves is just, yeah, he's nothing, because I just CC'd him. I just silenced him. He's got nothing. Come in, drop an ult. Fortunately, he doesn't die. Instead, I switch focus onto the Akali, and then I drop back onto this Olaf, because I realized the Akali can't actually kill me. She's no damage. There we go. I smite. Unfortunately, that kind of stole it from him, but I was very careful about getting the kill, or getting killed by Olaf. But just like that, that team fight was all we needed. Now, I pinged for the team to come do Drake, but they decided not to. But that Renekton had been on the back burner this entire game. This finally puts him to a point now where he by himself is just a monster. Let's look at the gold. Like, the gold difference is just humongous. Like, Renekton's got at least a 3k gold lead now on Olaf. I've got a about a k gold lead on the Graves. And it's not even worth looking at their AD and their Akali. It's just, oh, it's an awful situation for those guys. What they needed was that earlier fight to push down, take some turrets, and push us back onto the back fence. But instead, we're just taking them apart piece by piece now, and there's nothing they can do about it. So I come in here, I decide to take this. Gromp is not as useful as it used to be in Season 5, but it is incredibly useful for Garen, because you'll spin to win, and this sort of build so much relies on you having some sort of AoE. And honestly, if their AD had done better, I probably would have gone Thornmail. So they do Drake because I didn't think they'd have the balls to do it so early, and I went top. And it really annoys me they get it, but they don't get it without losing a lot. So my team do great and slow him down. I come in. Immediately I Q him, do my E. He has to flash to get away. And look, that Graves damage is now negligible. We have no damage. Kali gets some sweet damage off, unfortunately. She does get some kills, but not a lot. Graves gets caught, gets deleted. And for that Drake, they gave up so much. It wasn't worth it for them in the end. Unfortunately, Jhin gets caught out by him. I decide to see if I can go in. He does get the kill, get blue buff. And Olaf is forced to port here for some reason, so I'm just out. Olafs, they need to learn. There's no point in chasing me, because now I'm queuing. And now you smite. And now I'm near my turret. You come after me again, you're going to die. So I come here, I take the red buff, because Jhin still isn't taking it. And one of my big problems in that last fight was they just weren't, I wasn't able to slow them down enough. So yeah, advantage to getting this is, it's a better, if they're not stacking armor, it's better than going for Black Cleaver, because it not only grabs your shield, but it also gives you a lot of base attack damage. I think something like I'm 163 now. That's pretty damn good, especially considering how tanky I've gotten. So, I'm not quite sure what the enemy team are doing here. I think they're trying to regain some map control, but the problem with this is they've got no map control already in their jungle. Map control is kind of progressive. If you haven't gained it by the mid game, you need to start fighting for it in your own jungle and then moving it out. So, top lane's there. My team having a team fight here. Renekton's a beast. None of these guys are leveled up enough to actually fight us on the same level, so that's horrific. I decided I'm going to push down bot. I probably should have gone top considering the way the wave was pushing, but I thought more pressure bot would be good. Unfortunately, my team gets caught, starting with the Thresh. I immediately swap. Now the reason I swapped from doing this and pushing when going here is because if these guys get killed, then this lane is worthless. because they'll all turn on me, kill me, and then boom, I'm dead. Because what, we've got 30-second to 40-second timers now. It's not even important about pushing this if it's just going to be me by myself. You know, they could push through and finish the game based on this one fight. So immediately, I leave what I'm doing, I come top, come to mid, I don't care how much I have to do, I come here. Because aside from Thresh, the main damage dealers on my team are still here. I come around the back line, immediately silence the Akali, stick with her with my E, then move on to Olaf, take him out. That Olaf is just done for now. Nothing he can do. Follow the Bard, because you know what? I don't even care about Lucian. See what that is? That was just the cleanup. Okay, there was no way. They took out our Thresh. They had all the damage in the world ready for us. They used all the ults. But me, Renekton, and everyone else, we just reached a point where we were too far ahead in levels and in damage to even care anymore. So me and Renekton are both level 7. I've got Warmogs now. Warmogs is a great buy for Garen, but it's very situational. Only grab it when you get really far ahead, because it's not worth much if you're far behind. And with this, I think, yeah, my Cinderhulk's doing about 338 damage every second I'm around them. So that's pretty damn good damage. So my last item on my build in this case is going to be a ZZ Portal. I like ZZ Portal because... was it Z Portal? I don't know. I like it because it adds a lot more pressure, and one of the things I thought we were struggling with towards this point in the game was damage. Was pressuring the enemy team. So, there's something important I need to note here. This was the right time to call Baron, but as you can see, I don't have Smite. I don't have it, I think, for another 30 seconds at this point. So let me just play this one out. I tell my team I don't have Smite, but at this point is we're committed, we gotta go for this. As soon as I see Graves, I immediately back it off. I wait over here. I let my team get it lower some more. I jump over with my flash, and I immediately go in for an attack. Because you know what? It doesn't really matter I don't have Smite. Because my team have way more damage than my Smite currently will do to this. So I don't have to care. What will care me more is if this Graves was able to smite it. And it turns out I don't have to worry because he hasn't got smite for another, what, minute and a half? Jeez. It's also worth noting, Lucian's there. Olaf's there. Either they contest this as a team, or they lose it. And that's what ultimately what happens to them. So I come in, I immediately jump over, I Q, and that saves Baron. Because my team are now... Graves cannot commit to this. He can't. Especially since we're no longer doing Baron, we're taking down his Akali. Their Bard's now going to go down. Because no one followed the Bard in. The Bard does get a kill on Jhin. Oh, lucky Fresh Hook knocks the Bard in. Bard gets deleted. I jump over my R, take him down. Immediately try to start following up with that. Now Olaf, I don't even care about anymore. He can try attacking my Thresh, but at this point, there's nothing he can do. I got Flash, I got everything. It's all over. Now, I almost turned on Lucian, but instead I decided to keep on the Olaf. Because Renekton just has that damage now. Instead of going... Now, I think Renekton wants us to do Baron, but instead I pinged, we need to go take this. We can end this right here, right now. So let's speed things up, because this game is pretty much over now. So we take this turret down. I don't think... Akali turns up. We don't have the damage to take her out. Well, we do have... I have the damage. I could take her out, but I was really worried about getting ganged up by those three. Now, this is something I don't understand. I'm level 17. These guys, level 15, level 14. And they're following me. And they're just too ballsy. Because the moment I knew Jhin was in range, damn, they're dead. Lucian gets deleted. This game is just straight up over. There's not a lot they can do. I decide to go and take Drake while my team push it out. At the very least, either two things that can happen by this point. Either my team screws up, and they all die here, and the enemy team spend forever pushing this out to try and get to us, in which case my team respawns, we kill them, and we end the game. And in the meantime, I've taken Drake, or we take Drake, and my team win. That's it by the end. At this point in the game, those are the only two options available, because there's no way they can do anything. Look, the damage and the poke is too strong for them now. Syndra goes down, Renekton's still around, I've taken Drake, Renekton and Jhin finish off this Lucian, and that's it, that's the game. I get my ZZ portal. Xerot portal, that's it. I felt like getting some more MR and health regen. And then we just end the game here. Ultimately, my thoughts on Garen jungle are he is more viable than ever now in the jungle. He is a lot of base damage, and I'd like to see him more played often because, I mean, look at that. That's 12, 2, and 14. And that damage can be yours too. He is very, very punishable if you go for an early invade. But if your invade doesn't work, I guarantee you it becomes a force to be reckoned with by the end. Anyway, I've been KarneeKarnay. You got any problems with my run through? You know, point out any issues I had with my play style or narration. Give me a shout. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. You know, and as always, have fun. Ciao.